Chapter 71, Recognizing. I had a very busy day doing work for the law school work for the University of Chicago, so when it was over, I wasn't even passing through Chinatown on the Red Line heading north toward Howard when I got a phone call. Hello? I asked into the phone. Hi, Hannah, said Marcus through the phone. What's up? Would you like to stop in Robbinsog for a few minutes for a frozen pizza party? Sure, but I can only stay for a few minutes because I need to be up at 6 tomorrow to pick you up at 7 so we can catch our plane to LaGuardia tomorrow at 10. It's okay. My mom just wants to talk to you. We're really us for a few minutes. Okay, I can stop by for a few minutes. I'll see you then. See you soon. The train just entered the subway. I then hung up. It was about 3 minutes before I arrived at Jackson, and then I left Jackson Station and went into Robbinsog. What is up? I asked when I entered Robbinsog. My mother wants to bless us, Marcus answered. What for? I asked. She wants to bless our relationship because going away for a few days by ourselves is something she, as the queen, needs to bless us over, Marcus answered. Where is she? I asked. I am in my other children's room. Please don't bother me right now, yelled Queen Valerie through the door of Marcus in his brother's room. Just then King Morven walked out. Hi, Hannah, said King Morven. Hi, I said back. King Morven then turned to look at Marcus. Have you begun packing? King Morven asked. Yes, Marcus answered. Okay, that's all I wanted you to know. That's all I wanted to know, just because she is around, you know, said King Morven. I know, said Marcus. I haven't started yet, said Hannah. We then all laughed. That's why I can't stay a super long time, I said. I understand, plus you have a morning flight tomorrow, said King Morven. It is also the first time I am flying somewhere since we were in London, said Marcus. How long ago was that again? 11 years, because Sam is 12, and we did it before he turned 1, Marcus answered. Wow, I said. And we were flying out of Midway when we were in London. We did the direct flight out of O'Hare, added Marcus. I don't think you have ever been to Midway, said King Morven. Why? Why is that? I asked. Because I felt we weren't cheap enough to fly out of it, said King Morven. We then all laughed again. However, I am here occasionally whenever I go on a business trip for Marvel Comics. They usually send me through there, said King Morven. Where was your last business trip? I asked. Cleveland. They flew me out there, said King Morven. On Southwest? I asked. Yep. Southwest Airlines is too cheap for me because they don't have amenities outside of their drink service, but I must take the airline work sends me on, said King Morven. Just then Queen Valerie popped out of her children's bedroom. I am so sorry, Hannah. I was the one who wanted you to come over, but unfortunately, I had to deal with misbehaving children, said Queen Valerie. Apology accepted, I said. Sam and George will not be joining us for dinner, said Queen Valerie. Why? I asked. Disciplinary cause, said Queen Valerie. Oh, I see, Your Highness, I said. I also don't want you to go bother them when you are done eating, said Queen Valerie. Yes, Your Highness, I said. I only have cheese pizza. Is that okay with you? Queen Valerie asked. Yes, I answered. Dinner in a half hour, said Queen Valerie. It is 6 now. I want to leave for Howard. It is 6 now. I want to leave for Howard to pack at 8. I said. Will do, said Queen Valerie. Marcus and I sat on the couch, and King Morven then began talking to us. It is hard for me to believe that my son is all grown up now, said King Morven. I know, said Marcus. It seems like yesterday you used to panic when we left you alone, said King Morven. You used to panic, I asked. Well, here, when I was alone, you wouldn't think that in the slightest now, Marcus answered. You really are brave, I said. I know, Marcus answered. Marcus and I then kissed. Now, Hannah, I would like to talk to you, said King Morven. What is it, your highness? I asked. I just wanted to know how good you have been to us, said King Morven. May I ask why you bring this up now, I asked. Because I love you, said King Morven. He loves me more, yelled Queen Valerie from the kitchen. We then all laughed. Anyhow, I just want you to thank you for taking Marcus on this trip with you, said King Morven. You're welcome, I said. He has told me that going on this trip is going to be very important to you because he says you're going to see the orphanage you were adopted from in New York City, said King Morven. He told you that? I asked. Oh, sorry, was I not supposed to? Marcus asked and apologized at the same time. It is fine, I said. You were adopted from the Bronx? King Morven asked. I was when I was 4 years old, I answered. I didn't know that, said King Morven. He and I are going to see the orphanage, I said. I know, said King Morven. May I ask, have you ever been to New York City, I asked. Only to Manhattan, and when I go, I always end up flying into LaGuardia too, and that is pretty much all I do outside of Manhattan, answered King Morven. Well, what were you in New York City for, I asked. It was because I was at the premiere of The Avengers when it came out in 2012, said King Morven. You were here for that, I asked. Yes, and I met Stan Lee, too. I've met Stan Lee multiple times, said King Morven. Cool, I said. Have you met anyone famous? King Morven asked. No, I answered. It's okay. I haven't met Stan Lee. I haven't met Stan Lee whenever he has seen him, said Marcus. We then all laughed. I love my job, and you can thank my success on it for one factor only, said King Morven. What is it, I asked. My wife, said King Morven. I could hear Queen Valerie giggle from the kitchen. I met my wife a few months after she became an adult, and I was still a kid, King Morven asked. I do, I answered. She helped me so much for the rest of school, it was unbelievable. I then saw Marcus frown because I know that school was difficult for him, so I knew that would Mark upset him. My life has been so amazing ever since I met her, said King Morven with his eyes glistening. Mine too, I heard Queen Valerie say from the kitchen with her voice cracking a little bit. I could tell that she wanted to kiss, but I know that in the end that didn't happen because she was preparing dinner in the kitchen when we were still in the living room. So when did you two establish Robbinsog? I asked. About a month before we got married, King Morven answered. We got married in the room you were in, said Queen Valerie from the kitchen. Our wedding photo was on the marble top of the kitchen island. Feel free to absolutely look at it, said King Morven. I wasn't even born yet, and looking at it makes me so happy, said Marcus. I then took a look at the wedding photo, and I must admit that put a smile on my face. It looks like it was a beautiful wedding, I said. It was, said Queen Valerie. Were you two both doctors then? I asked. I was, but he got his high school diploma earlier that day. Well, I got my medical doctorate that day, said Queen Valerie. I was already earning credits, toward my bachelor's degree at Loyola, said King Morven. Did you two both go to Loyola? I asked. Yes, said King Morven. It was where I plan on going once I graduate in a few weeks, said Marcus. Queen Valerie then put the pizza in the oven. Hey, Hannah, can you please go sit back down on the couch with Marcus? Queen Valerie asked. Why? Did I do something bad? I asked. No, but I want to talk, but I want to talk to you, because you and him are going to New York City tomorrow, not about rules and stuff, but because there were no rules on vacation, but just about some things I want to discuss with you, said Queen Valerie. Okay, sure, I said. I then sat back down on the couch.